Hi, I'm Talia, and today we're going to be talking about Billie Eilish's new album, Happier Than Ever. Okay, so the first song is called Getting Older. This song is one of my favourites, straight off the bat. Like, great way to open an album. It's really, like, to me, it feels like a come down after a party or like a hangover. Like, she talks about how she's getting older, will people still like her, those kind of things. I really like the rhyme scheme on this. Like, she rhymes pretty much every line in the song. I kind of just did that then too. With this review, I'm just going to go down the track list. Some songs are going to have more of a description than others if I have more things to say or not. But this song's just, like, really sweet and, like, kind of, like, longing, hungover rhymes. Yeah, I love this song. Now, the next song is I Didn't Change My Number. This song is really cool. So, the lyrics are, I didn't change my number, I just changed who I replied to. And the song is like having all your friends gather around so you can be like, look at my idiot of an ex texting me, he wants me back. I'm sure you've been through that before. But I keep looking down at my notes, but it's got like a cool, I don't know how you describe it. It's just got a cool beat that's very simple, but it continues throughout the song. And then during the bridge, there's like a droney type of sound. And then it has like the sound of like a phone mixed into the beat. That's really cool. It's kind of like the stock sounds on a keyboard, but it's like a ringtone. And I like that she references both her manager and her friend as like people that would support her through not texting her ex. I just thought it was cool that she named people. So then, like, in the years to come, when she goes back to that song, she can be like, I'm still friends with that person. The third song, it's just a really cute song. It's called Billie Bossa Nova. This song's, like, really Parisian, very French themed. It reminds me of, like, puppy love, skipping in meadows, sipping champagne, going on a cruise. And she's, like, longing. There's a lot of longing type themes on this album, like wanting someone, but this one is very much like she is so smitten and in love. It's a bit flirty, a bit sexy. It reminds me of like very acoustic guitar music. I love that song as well. Now, you already know this one because it's a single. It's called My Future. It's very like, sorry if I describe things weird. This song is very old Hollywood vibes to me. Like, she's singing a cute, happy song, but it comes off as she's half desperate, half over it, like a breakup sort of thing, but she's also saying she's so ready for her future and she can't wait to meet her future self. And I think it's partially to do with her career and like, I can't wait to meet future me and see what I'm doing, but also I can't wait to meet future me that's over you. And it's a good single. I would pick that as a single as well. Now, the fifth song is Oxycontin. Oxycontin's a drug, but this song's not really about drugs, surprisingly. It's got a club beat, and I would picture it as flirting with a guy across the bar or across the club, and you're just like dancing to get his attention. But yeah, I wouldn't say this song's about drugs at all, really. But that's like she also has the song Zanny on her previous album, and that song is more about how she won't do drugs and how she's the designated sober friend. So, I wonder why there's lots of drug references if she doesn't do drugs. Maybe it's just because of the industry she's in, which is interesting. Then there's this interlude called Goldwing. It's spiritual, and I can't tell you what the reference is on top of my head because it's referencing an old song or poem or hymn or something, but it's very Boney M. Rasputin like vibes, but then it's very angelic, but she's not really, to me, it's not really a religious song. But yeah, I didn't have much more to say on it. It's just, I like the song on the album. I'm not sure how you would release this song if it wasn't on the album, if that makes sense. Then we have the other single, one of the other ones, Lost Cause. This one is just, like, the video is kind of like flirty, sexy, but it's a bit of a diss track as well. She's saying that there's no point really thinking about her ex, is a lost cause. That's all there is to it, really. Hallie's comment. I love this song, it's so cute. It's very Disney Pinocchio, When You Wish Upon a Star. I love this song. It's very cute. So Hallie's comet is a shooting star comet that comes every 2 years, I think it said in the song, so I'm guessing that's right. It is her way of saying she doesn't open up much, and if she does, it's a rare occurrence. And so for the fact he betrayed her is very telling on who he is. Then we have another interlude sort of thing. This one's just like a spoken word poem. It's called Not My Responsibility. I think she did this live at a concert or something similar, but it's her talking about the industry and how it's not her responsibility on how you feel about her body. So for the whole last album cycle and just since she's been famous, really, wow, I can't talk today, I have an ulcer, but since she's been famous, Billie Eilish has worn mainly baggy clothes that don't reveal what she looks like, so that people were forced to only listen to her music and not care about what the appearance was that went with it. And now for this album, and as she's gotten a bit older, become a legal adult, she's shown more skin, and people have kind of been like, oh, now she's just like everyone else. And the song kind of talks about how if she wears baggy clothes, you think she's very, like, there's nothing to look at and that nobody cares and, like, she's boring. But then she does show skin and it's like, oh, well, she's a slut, she's a bad person, she has no morals, and it's like she can't win. And it's good that she's found a place to talk about that in her music. Then there's this song. This song's really cool. I thought it was good the first time I listened to it, and the more I listen to it, the more I like it. It's called Overheated. It reminds me of running around in New York. I've never been, but like subways, and it's just talking about how she's like overdone it. She's just trying real hard to keep going. It's a lot of rhyming again, and it's got like a very hip-hop beat. It's a cool song. Then there's just Everyone Dies. Then there's the song Everybody Dies, and it's just about everyone dying. What's the point on going on? Self-explanatory. But then we get to all the other singles that are like a pocket of the album where it's just single after single. Your Power is probably one of my favourite singles on the album, and she's calling out sexual abuse. Straight up acoustic song about the power imbalance in the industry. So she was dating, I'm not trying to speak for her, but it's just knowledge in public eye. She was a teenager dating an adult, and he didn't show much support for her, and then they break up and he just goes and moves on to the next teenager, I'm assuming is what she's saying. But in the last few years, since the Me Too movement has become popular and more in the news and relevant and things, we hear so many stories about all these celebrity, mainly men, but abusing their statue of power. But yeah, I love this song. When I heard it, I was like, wow, she's talking about this stuff. That's great. I watched Athlete A last night, and I was shocked at how these type of things are handled. On a lighter note, we have NDA. NDA means non-disclosure agreement, and that's the name of her next song. Non-disclosure agreement basically means in writing that you refuse to disclose information. So the song's kind of like, and the video is kind of like stalkers need to leave her alone, and she speaks about how she's lived in this new house, and whenever people come over they have to sign a non-disclosure agreement so stalkers won't show up because people kept doing that. It's it's just a continuation on that thought, but not as heavy, I feel. Just, to me, this song's kind of random, I guess. It's just called Therefore I Am, and it's just a bop. It's a good single, but it doesn't do much emotionally for me, but it's not a bad song. But then we have the absolute banger, which is Happier Than Ever. It starts off very sweet and acoustic, and she's in the video especially, she's like old Hollywood, sitting there on this old phone. She's calling him and she's like, do you care? I want you so bad. And it's going back and forth. And then the video, there's water seeping through under the door, and she's in a flood, and she's gotten out the flood, and she's on top of a house, and she's yelling and screaming. But the lyrics go from, I love you so bad, why don't you care about me, to, I saw you drunk under the influence, you were talking to other girls, you were cheating, you're a bad person, I was a child, I was underage, and I left everything I had for you and you took it away. And it just goes from very sad to very Hayley Williams, Olivia Rodrigo, Paramore vibes. Like, it's such a good song. And then we end the album with Male Fantasy. It's just some really good vocals about men over-sexualizing her and just women in general. Like, there's even a specific part where she's talking about even in pornography, they have to put on a performance because the guys can't satisfy them because we are just the male fantasy. And that's the whole album. So, did Billie Eilish outdo herself? I'm going to say yes. I think this album is better than her first album, When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? Because the first album, for me personally, there was a few songs on there that felt performative. Like, she hadn't felt the things she was singing about yet. At least to me, that's how it comes off. Sorry for hitting the mic. And there was a few songs that, like, I wouldn't listen to that much, but every song on this album I would listen to on its own. So I'd give I'd give this album a 10 out of 10, honestly. Like, I'm not even joking. She's outdone herself. This is much better than the first album, and the first album got her Grammys, so that's saying a lot. I just really enjoyed it. Like, I knew it was going to be good, but I liked it even more than I was expecting to. It's just, like, it's honestly a 10 out of 10. So, yeah, if you want me to do more album reviews like this or anything else, really leave me a comment and tell me. Like this video. And don't forget to press the subscribe button and the little bell, because then you'll get notified every time I make a new video. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Bye.